hot. We've just passed the Suez Canal. You can see on the sign behind us, Nuweiba, 330 kilometres. That's the distance the Hebrews would have walked from Sukkoth to Nuweiba in the 3 days.
Here I am, and I can't believe it. We're in the Sinai desert. And to think thousands of years ago, Moses led the people of Israel right across this towards the Red Sea crossing.
This is the Sinai desert. As you can see, it's just a vast, broad, flat plain. It goes on for miles. And we're heading to Nuweiba and the Gulf of Aqaba. It's very hot here in the Sinai desert. But when the Hebrews went through here, they had the cloud overshadowing them, which kept them nice and cool. After crossing the Sinai desert, they finally came into this area here. You can see this is the beginning of the Wadi, very rugged mountains. And this is the start of the canyon that leads down to the Red Sea. Occasionally you'll get flash floods coming down this Wadi. Huge amounts of water just rush down. And what that does is it leaves dirty watermarks on the rocks up here. And in fact, on here you can see river sediment left behind. I'll show you some of this. Like here, this is all sediment from the water. And here, this has been deposited by flash flooding coming down the Wadi. That shows how much water has come down here at some times. The canyon comes through this V shape in the mountains onto this large flat plain here called Nuweiba. This is where the 2 million Hebrews camped, and it was down through the same canyon the Egyptian army was chasing them. And it was here that God was going to do something wonderful. This is Nuweiba, large enough for 2 million people to camp the time the Egyptian army was chasing them. At the southern end you can see where the water parted and the children of Israel went through. Whew. And this is that column, erected by King Solomon 3,000 years ago to commemorate the crossing site. This matches the column found on the opposite side, marking where the Red Sea crossing took place. Across the Gulf of Aqaba is Saudi Arabia. This is the ancient land of Midian, and it was over here that Jethro had his home. And this is where Moses fled as an exile from Egypt for 40 years and looked after Jethro's sheep. And it was there, while he was looking after Jethro's sheep, that Moses encountered the burning bush. And there God told him that he was going to bring the children of Israel back to this mountain. That mountain is Jebel al-Lawz in Saudi Arabia.